Hello friend, my name is Marci and in this video I am going to share with you how I made this amazing but super easy bowls or trays out of clay using 4 different methods. I use them to put my jewelry in them or my craft supplies, but you can also use them to give them away as gift for Mother's Day, Christmas, or any occasion. Let's get started, my friends. Hope you enjoy the ride. Let's get your clay out. So now you're just gonna take it out of the package and start rolling it so that it becomes soft and we can cut shapes out of it. This shouldn't be hard, just use your rolling pin and you're good to go. Get a circular container or whatever shape you wish to make your bowl. In this case it's my circle, and this one is going to become my marble style one. Just cut the excess out with some scissors and you will be good to go. This is how thick they should look. If you make them too thin, then they're going to break, and too fat, it's gonna take a while to dry. So just pop it back into the container that you cut the circle around with and wait for it to dry. Then we're going to repeat the process and roll it, cut it out with another container or whatever shape you like I said before, and then we're going to cut the excess with the scissors, and you should be able to have a pretty good idea now of how they need to look, so I'm not going to repeat that. So just roll it a little bit more, and this is going to be fun. Go grab your pepper because we're going to put some pepper in this little bad boy. After you do the pepper on them, just make sure that you press it ever so slightly so that it will stay inside the clay and it won't fall off during the drying process. But it's gonna happen anyways, so just try your best to keep it in there while it dries. Don't move it around too much during the sanding process because we're gonna sand them too, and that way you're gonna end up with this little beautiful speckles, and promise you it looks pretty original. So here it is. Now for the drying, you can either use the container that you used to cut the circle with, or you can crumble up some paper to make it a little bit of a different shape. I end up using the container that I cut the circle with, which is an IKEA kids plate. But if you crumble up the papers and put it behind it and just let it dry like that, it will take that shape. So it's a little bit different and you can have a little bit more freedom. Just another way for you to dry your projects. Just wanted to share that with you in case you didn't want a round tray. Now we're gonna get a little bit creative, and if you don't know how to draw, just practice and do it many times. Trust me, I did this 3 times. Just draw kind of like a heart and then start going in a little bit to kind of give it the shape of a monstera leaf, and then just cut it when you're happy with it, place it on top of your project and press with the pencil, not so hard so that you will damage the clay, but hard enough so that the shape stays in the clay, and this way you can see it when you're going to cut it. For cutting it, we're going to use an X-Acto knife. Be really careful with this. We don't want any fingers bleeding. So just go as slow as you can and take your time. You don't need to do this fast. It's speed up for the video, of course, but take your time. This is actually therapeutic and very cool to do. So breathe and enjoy the process. And also, let me know if you've ever worked with clay making something like this. I would love to know if you have any tips for me that I don't share in the video. For cleaning the shape a little bit more, I've noticed that every time I work with this type of clay, if I wet my fingers just a little bit, then I can get the clay to smooth out. I don't press as much because I don't want to change the shape of my leaf, but I do want to get all the nitty-gritty details that make it look super rough out of the leaf, but I still want it to look handmade. So it depends on your style. Do what you think is best for your little project. Once you're done, use a napkin to hold it in place inside a bigger bowl so that it will curve up a little bit. For the last one, we're using ink. This one is pretty fun. Just make sure the ink that you're using doesn't smear when it gets wet. I got lucky because this one is water-based, but since it dried really good, it didn't smear when I was finished with my project. They are all dry. Sun them up a little bit. Just get the rough edges out of every one of them. Be gentle, of course, but I don't sand them that much, just to let you know, because I do want them to look a little bit like I made them, like they're a little bit rough, that, you know, just give them a little bit of character. And that's just my style. Make the marble appearance for it, just drop some nail polish of your color choice inside a little bit of bowl of water. I'm using another IKEA plate I had. And then just grab your project and dip it in there. If you like to move the nail polish a little bit, that helps, but don't move it too much because then it will get sticky and yucky. So just dip it in. And there, you have the marble texture. I dipped it in many times because I wanted this one to be a little bit darker than the rest. I made another one with a sign in it. I forgot what the name of it is, with the ampersand, and it turned out good. So just dip it a lot or dip it a little, your choice. Then you're just going to apply some Mod Podge to it to seal it. This one is our pepper one, so we want to be a little bit careful not to take a lot of the pepper out, although it should be in there pretty good, but it moves around a little. So I did one coat and that was enough for the top part, and for the bottom part I did this with all of my projects. And you're gonna see for the ink one, I got lucky and it didn't smear, so alcohol based ink, it's probably a lot better. If you do end up trying this for yourself, don't be shy, share it with me. My Instagram is at mixitupmarci, and my email address, in case you don't have Instagram, is mixitupmarci@gmail.com. I would really love to see what you make, what shapes you come up with, and how beautiful your designs turn out, because we are all little artists, believe it or not. Now, monstera leaf, I decided that I was going to give it a little bit more of a design by grabbing my pen and experimenting. This is a fine line pen, Statler, I think the brand is, and I really like this color. It's a darker olive kind of green, but at the end with the Mod Podge, you can barely see it, so it gives it a little bit of a detail, but it's not too much so that it will stay in the leaf, unfortunately. So I would probably try maybe painting it with a really fine brush to make it stay if I use paint, but we learned, right? I was trying to do something different, experimenting, and now you learn from me, which is kind of amazing in this community, really. And once you're all done, just apply Mod Podge like you did the other little projects, and you're going to be done. These are going to make beautiful gifts for some of my girlfriends, and obviously my mommy. So have fun. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, don't forget to subscribe for more crafts, and if you give it a like, it will be a nice compliment for my channel. Have an amazing day, friend. Bye.